We will all look upon those days with a bitter taste. Over a year we had waited for this. Broken matchmaking, an unplayable competitive mode, and a barely tolerable casual. Balance thrown to the wayside, left to rot, as new players were matched against platinum teams. And the Pyros. Oh, the Pyros, camping spawns, flailing their flogs and backburners in epileptic spasms, skill abandoned like an unwanted child. In such dark times, even the strongest began to lose faith. We all lost heart. Some of us left the fight. We began to see that nothing would change. We began to believe that there was no hope left. But then, from the darkness and despair, came a light.
So, Blue Moon has dropped, or the March 28th update, or the Spring 2018 update, whatever you want to call it. I'll just stick with Blue Moon. In any case, it's here, and it's big. Perhaps the biggest and best thing to happen to TF2 in a very long time. You see, Blue Moon is something that we haven't really seen in a very long time. A maintenance and quality of life update. Or, in layman's terms, Blue Moon was all about fixing things, rather than adding more. Now, why is that special? Games do that all the time. Adjust the balance, fix the UI, make matchmaking better, etc, etc. But TF2 hasn't for a very long time. You see, this kind of update hasn't happened to us for years. That's right. Unknowingly, you've waited for a basic maintenance update longer than you waited for Jungle Inferno. Alright, so to start things off here, I'm going to talk about just a few of the changes that Blue Moon brought in store and everything. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I'm pretty sure you've already seen the patch notes. If not, I'll put that in the description. And then there's my live stream that I did last night, which has my initial reaction to Blue Moon, which you could go and take a look at. Link in the description to that as well. But let's go ahead and go through this real quick. So first off, there's a new UI. It's nice, clean, pretty simple. Not too much change, but it's alright. Still, it's going to stick with my Toon HUD as soon as that gets updated, though. One thing that is pretty neat, though, one thing that is particularly noteworthy is that it'll show you a lot more information on your friends that are online. So it'll show you, like, if they're in a comp match or if they're queuing up, whatever. So you can know what's going on there and kind of plan accordingly, which is pretty nice. Speaking of the comp matches, I didn't really get to experience that too deeply, but it still looks like there's a good bit of wait for it. So that's something that needs to be worked on a little bit more, but hey. Still, comp itself is actually pretty fun to play in, so I might do a little bit more of that, but one problem to be had with comp is it's still, like, if someone disconnects, you're pretty much screwed for everyone else, so that's just not a good system, and I really think they need to have something in place to really prevent someone from disconnecting rather than punishing them and everyone else in the server for that. Also, there's a multi-queue, which is really nice. It's a really convenient little just quality of life feature just added in to make things where you can go into a pub and also be like queued for comp and casual and all that, and it's just fun. If you want to get into something, if you really want to try out everything the game has to offer and like kind of do so quickly, that really helps, and it's pretty nice. As far as casual goes, there's a lot more balance than I have ever seen it. The level badge actually means something for once, which is pretty neat. You're put into relatively equal skill fights. Still did get a few comp gods and new guys in every once in a while, but it was relatively well matched up, and I really enjoyed that. Auto balance's return is something I also heartily embrace. The previous system with the press this button to lose was something no one used, of course, and so now there's an enforcer to help make sure that teams are even, and even if it is a bit annoying, it's still something that's necessary, and I'm glad it's returned. That said, it would be nice to be able to just switch teams in the first place. And it'd be nice if Auto Balance would try to avoid splitting up parties, because it did do that a couple of times to me and my friends. Now the thing I really want to focus on here is what this all means, what brought this about, and what it means for the future. And as for what brought this around, I don't know all the details, but I'll give it to you as best as I can for the best I know. And so from what I've gathered, TF2 has acquired a lot of new blood in its development team, including a new head developer, whom we currently know only as John. And it seems that this new dev team has come in with some fire in their bellies and some axes to grind, because they took over, set to work, and Blue Moon should have made their vision clear, and at least it has in my eyes. This previous team had this strange philosophy of letting the problems pile up and then trying to fix them all at once with a big update and new content and let the cycle go again, which is one of the big problems that made Jungle Inferno such a horrible monstrosity. It brought a huge cycle of problems, lack of communication, and constant disappointment, and it's a cycle that has built up problems for 10 years. And this new dev team came in and started working on things immediately, fixing some of the oldest problems in TF2 as long as with the current ones, and it seems very clear to me that their focus is on fixing what we have, and that's what the goal, endpoint, and overall successful mission of Blue Moon was. So, what's in store for the future? Well, this is all speculation on my part, but I'd say we should expect a lot more Blue Moons coming up. Perhaps monthly or bi-monthly maintenance updates, continuing to improve on the game's balance, UI, matchmaking, and all that stuff. Maybe we might even get some optimizations to make TF2 more computer friendly for those of us having to dismantle our windows just to have some frames. Maybe we might get onto Source 2, who knows. But I also believe that the heavy update, as well as any future new content, is going to be put off for a bit. Like I said before, it seems like the new team wants to fix the foundations before expanding on it. And if that's the case, I'm absolutely happy with it. Blue Moon has fixed a lot, but there's still a lot to work on. And I'd much rather see the game being adjusted to an optimal state as it is, than having new content forced into an already struggling system. That said, the new team is showing a lot of vigor, and I doubt it'll be too long before they get to work and show us where they're going. And I, for one, am very excited to see that. In any case, I'll still be doing what I'm always doing, and I hope to see you guys with me. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, share, turn on notifications, you know the drill, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!